So taking a rudder vertical, we're going to insert it into our rudder box, nice and gently. Just give it a slight wiggle to get it down. Once we've got it in, we take rope kit 6 and take one of our pieces of bungee and thread it between the gantry and the rudder box, around the rudder vertical, back between our gantry and rudder box, and then tighten it up pretty much as tight as you can get it. So that piece of bungee just provides enough friction to stop the rudder from falling down on its own, but it's loose enough that you can pull it down and pull it up when you're on the water. So the next step, now that we've got it in, is to we'll slide the vertical nice and high in the rudder box. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our foil bolt out of the bottom. We're going to get our horizontal foil and insert our horizontal foil onto the vertical, making sure that there are no gaps in between the two surfaces. And once the foil is in and in place, we can just start to thread our foil bolt in. And take an Allen key and tighten our foil bolt up. So if you're not likely to disassemble your foils, if you're going to keep them together, it could be a good idea, well it is a good idea, to put some 5-minute epoxy in the horizontal socket before you assemble the foils. Just make sure though that you get no epoxy on the bottom of the vertical, because then when you put the bolt in, you'll end up gluing the bolt into the vertical. So we want to make sure we do this bolt up nice and tight. And once that's done, our rudder is assembled. So, the second method of front foil assembly is to have a look inside our pushrod terminal bell crank joint here. We've got a small grub screw. So we're going to take a very, very small Allen key and remove that grub screw. This has been Loctited in the factory, so it will be a little bit difficult to get out. So once you've got the grub screw out, remove it completely. And what we're going to do now is you'll be able to see that your push rod will be able to spin freely. And spin my push rod until it starts going into the barrel nut. So this one's spinning all right, going in. So once I've got it 5 to 7 turns into the foil, you'll be able to see there's no thread showing. And we can then put our foil on completely and insert our foil bolt. Want to make sure this foil bolt is done up nice and tight. Just to come back to the top terminal here, line our threads up and insert our grub screw back into the terminal.
If you don't get it lined up correctly.
What's very important that we haven't done in this video is to replace this grub screw with Loctite. So while you're sailing, because this component is moving up and down, you'll find that this grub screw will come out very, very easily without Loctite.